On 2nd and 8 for Iowa, leading 14-3 as the second quarter begins. It's Albert Young, collared by Scott Derry for a loss of a yard. As we look at this afternoon's game track presented by New York Life, Albert Young, his longest run of the season, inside the 1 to set up his touchdown plunge. That was the first score of the football game. And then Iowa with some history, a 63-yard touchdown pass. Drew Tate to Andy Brodell, the longest touchdown pass in Iowa Bowl history. It's their 22nd bowl game in school history. 3rd down and 9. Play clock is still off here in the stadium. Longhorns showing blitz. Tate, incomplete. Got his signals crossed with Trey Strauss, the wide receiver. Strauss got tangled up with Aaron Ross. The ball was way over their heads, and Iowa will punt.
And here's the rule normally. Now, I don't know Iowa's rule, but I know the general rule. When you have press coverage like that, and the quarterback's coming to you, you run the fade. You run the fade. You don't run a hitchback. Now, if the quarterback or the cornerback is playing off, then you run the stop route. If he's playing press, you run the fade. That's what Drew read. Trey didn't read that.
And Ross back for the punt from Andy Fenstermaker. Another good kick by Fenstermaker, and the fair catch made by Ross, who grew up here in San Antonio. He has 31 tickets for this game today. Fair catch at the 15, a 45-yard punt. Colt McCoy brings the Longhorn offense back onto the field. Great feature about Colt this morning on College Game Day by Steve Cyphers, telling the story about he and his dad. Now, last spring they helped save the life of a neighbor along a lake in West Texas. The gentleman was having seizures. Colt and his dad swam across the lake to help rescue the gentleman and also help the EMTs who were arriving on the scene find Ken Harrington, who was alive today and earlier attended a Texas game in Austin this season. Coy 0 for his last 4. As this sequence begins, a little low pass in the flat for Chris Obanaya. Colt told us he felt 100% during the time between their last regular season game against A&M and today. For a while, as Mac Brown and the coaches told us, they had him on a pitch count. They'd only let him throw 40 balls in practice. Then they moved it up to 50. And he said in the other games in which he was hurt, sometimes as the game went along, he felt that shoulder weaken.
Yeah, he didn't have the arm strength. And right there, I don't think that was a case of arm strength. That's just a lack of timing and not throwing the ball. They got to get going a little bit and play with some emotion. Texas is playing dead.
McCoy, a pump fake, looking for help. Now Lima Swede behind the defender Godfrey. And across midfield, out of bounds at the Iowa 46. Well, that time McCoy set up the play with his legs. It looked like they didn't have anything. Instead, they wound up with a 39-yard completion to their leading receiver, Swede.
Tell you the other thing Colt does, Sean, that you don't see a lot of freshman quarterback do. He's going to direct Lima Swede to go deep, because Lima was just sitting there being covered by Godfrey. And finally, when he saw the direction of Colt McCoy, go deep, young man, go deep, right there. And Colt delivers it, knowing he's got a 6'5" body that can go up and get the ball.
Swede, their leading receiver, 43 during the regular season, was first team all Big 12. 102 career catches starting today, 9th in Texas history for the junior from Brenham, Texas. McCoy again forced to pull it down and improvise, and he throws deep again, and it's batted away this time. Outstanding work by Miguel Merrick, the senior from Union City, New Jersey. The ball intended for Billy Pittman.
Yeah, Miguel Merrick did a good job showing senior and understanding angles. He took the proper angles, was able to come in and knock it out with a long arm with the right hand to get in Billy Pittman's face. And the other thing is Mitch King did a great job. Mitch King had Colt McCoy lined up for the kill shot, but Mitch is a smart football player and pulled off just in time. I saw the referee give him a little talking to, and Mitch did the right thing. He pulled off and kind of just touched him where he could have laid him out.
Miguel Merrick from New Jersey said he knew he was going to like Iowa on his recruiting visit. He flew from Chicago to Cedar Rapids sat next to an older woman from Iowa who was so friendly he thought it was a put on. Then he realized most folks in Iowa are like that. It became home to him. Trouble pass to Selvin Young. Zach Gableman made the tackle. A gain of 2 for Texas to the 44. They're looking at 3rd down and 8. 2 minutes into the second quarter, trailing 14-3.
Yeah, we were surprised, Sean. We said that maybe Kirk Ferentz planted that little old lady on the plane to make nice with Miguel to get him to come to Iowa. But he was impressed with the Midwest politeness.
Texas scuffling here early. They're coming off back-to-back losses for the first time in 87 games. Lost at Kansas State, then lost at home in the season finale to A&M. There's a first down. The ball comes out, however, and it's ruled incomplete. Jordan Shipley couldn't hang on. Miguel Merrick involved in knocking the ball out.
Miguel Merrick, again, understanding angles. And you can see that he never had possession of the ball. Miguel Merrick makes sure he dislodged the ball. Good job tackling and running through the ball carrier, making sure the ball comes out. Shipley's got to make a play for Colt because his lineman stood up there, held the Iowa defensive pass rushers out, have an opportunity to make a play. Make it.
3rd punt for Greg Johnson, senior from Lilburn, Georgia, in the Atlanta area. Raised in a soccer family, didn't kick a football until he was in high school. He just did get it off with a Webema right near his foot. Excellent bounce for Texas inside the 5 and out of bounds near the 2-yard line. 43-yard punt. Back in San Antonio, and one of the most famous landmarks, the River Walk. Along both sides of the San Antonio River, about 20 feet below street level, all kinds of great restaurants and shops. And they've been packed by fans of the Hawkeyes and Longhorns all week. Iowa leading 14-3, starting from their own 2. And the whistles and flags stop the play. Hard to hear the whistles inside this dome.
Left guard jump for Iowa.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, number 76. Penalties in the 4th, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Mike Jones guilty of the infraction. One of the best in the country, first team all Big Ten this season, and a preseason All-American by Sports Illustrated.
And a lot of times that can happen, Sean. They're right down there in front of the Texas band and all their fans. Tough to hear for the big fellas.
Damian Sims, the tailback, he takes the handoff from Tate. Slithers out to about the 3. Ryan Robinson made the tackle for Texas. 5th-year senior, making his 36th career start.
Texas linebackers are doing a nice job of hitting everything downhill, and they're getting penetration. Now, if I'm Iowa, I got a little play action in my tight end to dump it right over their linebackers. Might not be a bad time to run it because the ears are pinned back of the linebackers.
Sims, nice cutback to find the hole. He's out to the 8. Sims, a junior from Boynton Beach, Florida, tackled by Tim Crowder. Sims, primarily a backup to Albert Young. He started middle of the year when Albert had the knee injuries, and he says Albert has been a great influence on him, like a brother to him during their time together at Iowa.
And we saw the personality of Albert Young in that little interview. He does light up a room when he walks into it. Just has a lot of confidence, too. Not cockiness, genuine confidence. Big target right here, Scott Chandler. See, Tate likes him in these situations.
Tate out of the gun on 3rd down and 5, forced to pull it down and run, and he has a first down for the Hawkeyes to the 15. Roy Miller made the stop, but it's a 7-yard gain for Tate. There's a prolific high school quarterback in this state. At Baytown, Lee threw for over 12,000 yards during his high school career, 12,180 to be precise, and 113 touchdown passes while coached by his stepfather, Dick Olaf.
Sean, you get the mission. You get the sense that Drew Tate's on a mission tonight. Absolutely, I do. I think he's just focused, ready to roll.
Well, this season has been the most disappointing for him because of the injury. Just hasn't been able to play at his best. Damian Sims tackled by Rashad Bobineau. Despite the disappointing year, he's still second in most of the major passing categories at Iowa behind Chuck Long. 2 seasons ago, Chris, he was the first team All Big Ten quarterback. He led them to that dramatic win in the bowl game against LSU. Now, when we visited him yesterday, he said, I don't even think I'll be drafted in the NFL. I'm not a draft prototype in terms of size. He said, I think I'll get a chance in somebody's camp, but I do not expect to be drafted.
Well, here, I was completely blown away by that, because what I know of Drew Tate is the one thing is he has a lot of confidence in his ability.
Rashad Bobineau, who made the tackle, the middle linebacker, and really the quarterback of their defense, injured for Texas. Dwayne Aquina says he's the one who takes the information and relays it to everybody else on the defense, much as Michael Huff did last year from the secondary for the Longhorns.
Jared Norton, a true freshman, will take his spot. And as you said, Sean, Bobineau is the quarterback out there, lining the people up and making sure the defensive line are going in the right direction. Losing that can hamper their defense mentally. Let's go back to Drew Tate. I've known Drew for a couple years now. For him to say, I don't think I'll be drafted, was a little bit surprising to me. And I think it's a sign of maturity, too, because he has been humbled this year because of the early success, and he didn't have a lot of success this year. I think he's coming out proving a point to everybody, including himself tonight, the way he's playing.
Second down and 7. Damian Sims continues at tailback. Another good hole on the left side of that offensive line. And he's near another first down. Brian Robinson, the tackle, at the 25-yard line. It is a very good veteran offensive line for the University of Iowa. Mike Elgin, the right guard. Mike Jones, the left guard. Marshall Yanda, the left tackle. All conference caliber performers.
I'm laughing because we had a chance to visit with them yesterday, and they're all farmers. A lot of them are farmers, and they just blow people off the ball. They love a good fight, and I'll tell you what, they're taking the fight to Texas front 4 and handing it to them.
Damian Sims following the block of his fullback, and he appears to have the first down. Right behind Ryan Majerus. Jared Norton made the tackle. He came in for Bobineau. It is a first down. Mike Elgin, you saw him, number 54. Honorable mention All Big Ten as an athlete. Then in the classroom, a first-team academic All-American in mechanical engineering with a 3.9 grade point average. The faculty in the College of Engineering asked him to give the commencement address as he graduated on December 16th. And Kirk Ferentz said he did a terrific job. Sims, the ball carrier. Frank Ocam tripped him up. When we asked Elgin yesterday, what did you talk about in your speech? He said, really, a lot of the things that Coach Ferentz taught me. The importance of preparation, of teamwork. And he is a most impressive young man.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a darn good football player right there. Doing a good job of cutting off the backside pursuit on Marcus Griffin, doing his job. And, you know, you talk about small towns. He comes from a town in Bankston, Iowa, 42. We thought he'd been like 42,000 or 4,200. No, 42.
On the 160-acre farm, a little bit west of Dubuque. Said his high school was the combined high school for about 10 different towns. The quick hitter to Andy Brodell. Boy, can he run after the catch. All the way to the 33-yard line of Texas. He already has the longest bowl touchdown reception in Iowa history at 63 yards. Add 42 to his total. Michael Griffin made the tackle.
But Sean, we talked about in the opening, one of the reasons why Drew Tate has struggled because of the youth of his wide receivers. And I talked about the growth of the wide receivers during bowl practice and big growth by Andy Brodell with the run after catch. You can take a look here at the first quarter. Watch him shake up, shake and bake Aaron Ross. Then you see the ability and the speed. Look at the heels kick the butt. When the heels kick the butt, a man is moving and moving fast.
3 catches, 115 yards receiving for Brodell. Robert Killebrew is injured for Texas. They already lost Bobineau a moment ago, one of their starting linebackers. Killebrew is another. Remember, lined up all week to get into the Alamo, not far from the Alamo Dome. In the Alamo Bowl, it's 14-3 Iowa. They have it 1st and 10 at the Texas 34. Another big play to Andy Brodell. More than midway through the second quarter, Tate might be changing the play. The play clock still inoperable here in the stadium. Damian Sims driven back. We'll give him forward progress to the 35, but still a loss of 2. Frank Ocam in the middle of that defensive line, making his 26th career start today. Honorable mention all Big 12 this season with the big play.
See, Frank Ocam does a good job of getting off the ball and splits the double team and has the ability to finish, and he just gobbles and swallows the running back. That's good penetration by Ocam. Nobody touched him, though. Looked like a miscommunication on the line between Eubanks and Jones.
Sims remains the featured back. Apparently Young still bothered by that leg injury that Rob Stone talked about. Looked like Tate was trying to set up a screen. He gets it off. It hit one of his linemen, and it's incomplete. It struck Marshall Yonda, and as a result, their flags down. Brian Arakpo put the pressure on Tate.
I believe Marshall Yanda, he thought maybe Drew is throwing me a ball. After all, I'm a senior out here. Let me get a run.
I don't think he was the intended receiver on this play. It was a screen, but not to him.
So Coach Aquina wants something big to happen for his defense. Right there, he's not only helped out by great pressure, but the penalty. He actually had Sims open on the screen, and Marshall's got to let it go. It's tough, though, if you're big on that ball. Man, this is my chance.
Well, he's
I could be a
fired
star.
up for the game. We spoke with Marshall Yonda yesterday. He was looking forward to the one-on-one battle against Tim Crowder, the outstanding defensive end, one of the finalists for the Hendricks Award as the top defensive end of the country. Yonda, another one of those farm boys. He's from Anamosa, Iowa.
Illegal touching on the offense, number 73. Penalties declined. Down will be 3rd.
About 40 minutes north of Iowa City. We asked him about that yesterday. He said, yeah, our town is unfortunately most known for being the home of a maximum security state penitentiary. But he's trying to provide maximum security for Tate as he battles Crowder today. He grew up on a dairy farm that they've converted into a pig farm. And his sister had a lot of long days doing the calf chores on the family farm. Tate out of the gun, 3rd down and 13. Tate steps into a throw down the middle for the tight end, Chandler. Scott Chandler, another native Texan, with a terrific catch. He knew he was going to get walloped by Michael Griffin, and he still hung on for a 29-yard completion.
Recognition by Drew Tate. You see Scott Chandler right here is going to split the safeties. When you have cover 2, which they do have, your middle linebacker has to run with the tight end. You cannot let him get over the top of you and get in between the safeties. That's pure recognition, easy pitch and catch. Chandler shows toughness knowing he's going to take the shot. When he got hit, beat Bobineau down the middle of the field.
Bobineau went out of the game for a bit, back in for Texas, the middle linebacker. Sims trying to spin away, cannot escape. Sergio Kindle got a carry and running back earlier in this game. The true freshman from Dallas wrapped up. Sims behind the line. Parade magazine said Kindle was the best two-way player in the country in high school last year at Woodrow Wilson in Dallas. Rushed for over 5,600 yards in his last 3 seasons in high school. Be interesting to see what his future brings in terms of a position for the Longhorns.
So he's the only guy in the field tonight that will have a carry and a tackle. I promise you that from the tailback position. Really, the future's bright for the Texas Longhorn linebacking corps. Norton,
Timeout.
Kindle.
University of Iowa. Timeout number 1.
We're looking at 2nd and goal from the 9. Leading 14-3. Interesting drive for Marshall Yonda in this Iowa offense. 13th play upcoming. They've had the ball for more than 7 minutes. They started at their own 3. They haven't been able to rush the ball on this drive. 8 rushes for 12 yards. But they've hit 2 big pass plays from Drew Tate, 72 yards, a 41-yard connection, and a 29-yarder to Chandler to keep the drive alive and get them inside the red zone. Tate out of the shotgun after the Iowa timeout. 2nd and goal from the 9. Tate throws back as a man wide open. Touchdown, Scott Chandler. Flag down back at the 10-yard line. And it will come back. They had an ineligible man downfield. And the Hawkeyes just now see the flag.
I think they're going to call Chandler for not being off the ball. He came over from the motion. We'll see. I didn't see any linemen down the field.
There's an eligible receiver downfield. Number 87 was covered up on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Right here, Scott Chandler. And he said he was covered up on the line of scrimmage, and so he's ineligible by result of how he lined up. It was a great throwback play, and that's just a mental error on his part where he has to get back off the ball and not cover up the line.
Well, they could see the same replay you saw on the video board here, and Kirk Ferentz didn't think that that should have been a penalty. He is all over the Pac-10 officials.
There's the fire in Kirk, too. Sean, that's something that he wants, and he's brought that back to his game.
Ball back to the 15-yard line. That is a big call. Ken O'Keefe, the offensive coordinator, said it's been the little things all year. Stupid penalties, some big things as well, like turnovers. Tate for Chandler again, and it is intercepted. So the little thing becomes the big mistake. On the very next play after the penalty, controversial call, Aaron Ross, the best defensive back in the country, according to the Jim Thorpe committee, with the interception, and the ball goes back to Texas.
Well, Aaron Ross does a great job of coming off his man, Anthony Bowman, in the 2-deep coverage, showing why he is, Sean, as you mentioned, the Thorpe Award winner, going up at the highest point, does a good job of coming off his man to help the safety Griffin and making a great catch with his hands and not his body. Not a way to make a big play there, senior.
6th interception of the year for Ross, the senior. 10th career interception. Wayne Aquina said he came here as an athletic cover man. Now he is a defensive back. Physical, discipline. McCoy gets away from Iwebama. Hit as he throws, it's incomplete. He got knocked to the ground by Brian Madison.
I got a flag. I got to see what this flag is because I'm getting a little bit nervous.
Well, of course, this game was an officiating disaster last year with the Sun Belt officiating crew that had trouble with replays and that wacky play at the end of the game.
The quarterback was outside the pocket. The pass crossed the line of scrimmage. Therefore, they ruled there wasn't a foul. Disregard the flag.
Good call. Good call. The ball went past the line of scrimmage, so it's not intentional grounding. Watch it, Webema. I got you. I'm back in the game. Rats. But I won't quit on the play. I'm going to get you again. Rats. But here comes Brian Madison with the shot. The ball did cross the line of scrimmage. Webman had 2 shots at him, Sean. He's a little rusty.
Didn't quite snare him completely into Webman. Colt McCoy is not Vince Young. I mean, who is? But he is more than a little bit mobile. Selden Young straight ahead for nothing. Mitch King made the tackle. Still a lot of emotion on that Iowa sideline. Coach Ferentz, well after the turnover, still irate at the linesman on his side of the field who threw the flag. The line judge Blake Lozo. 3rd down and 10.
Changed up for Matt Brown. the staff going no huddle, trying to change the tempo of the game.
McCoy a lot of time, throws for a first down out to the 37-yard line to Quan Cosby. Charles Godfrey had the coverage. Cosby, 24 years old, spent 4 years playing minor league baseball in the Anaheim Angels organization as an outfielder. Struggled to hit 260 in 340 career minor league games, so it came back to football.
Good throw by Colt, throwing it before Cosby came out of his cut.
Good for 17 yards. McCoy was looking deep again, now has to get rid of it. We had Edmund Miles, the linebacker, coming. According to Greg Davis, the offensive coordinator for Texas, Iowa blitzes only 12% of the time. He said in all of his years of coaching, 36 years, he had never seen a blitz number from an opponent that low. Well, they do a good job of picking their spots, we've seen already here today, and they have come after McCoy, I think, a bit higher than that 12% history.
Well, Warren Parker said you can't stand still and play these guys. You got to be moving.
Pass is dropped by Neil Tweedy, the senior tight end. Caught only 6 balls during the regular season. He might be a little bit rusty.
And Colt's got to be able to give the big man that's not used to catching a lot of balls. He should have had the catch. Don't get me wrong, but he's got to make it a workable catch. That time Neil had to bend a little low, threw himself off balance, and knocked the ball out with his knees.
Colt McCoy, the Sporting News National Freshman of the Year, Big 12 Offensive Freshman of the Year, and Newcomer of the Year. In a big 3rd down and 10, dumps it in the flat. But Michael Finley has a lot of work to do, and he does it. First down to the Iowa 49-yard line. Zach Gableman made the tackle.
That's one of those Greg Davis is sitting there saying, no, 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 throw the ball to the first down markers. But Finley right here makes a good job of making the catch. A nice stiff arm on Edmund Miles. Bad angle by Edmund Miles. Godfrey to Miles had him pinned in. They both went outside. Finley goes inside and accelerates to the first down.
Approaching 3 minutes left and a half. McCoy, the quick toss to Cosby. He gets spun down by Miguel Merrick at the 44-yard line.
Again, this is the tempo that Texas is changing now. They're going no huddle. 11 personnel. That counts as 1 running back and 1 tight end. Then you have your 3 wide receivers on top of that. You see Iowa's defensive linemen. They don't substitute a lot. They got their hands on their hips.
Iowa's dominated the first half. If this game turns around, they'll be talking about the penalty and the subsequent interception for a long time in the great state of Iowa. Young knocked out of bounds by Charles Godfrey.
Well, Charles Godfrey's been playing tonight, Sean.
Yes,
not only
has.
good coverage, but also his run support has been outstanding. Good, sure tackler. I get excited when I see corners that actually like to hit. I'm seeing 2 of them tonight in Ross and Godfrey.
There's Norm Parker. Started his coaching career as a high school coach in 1965. On to college ball in 1968. 65 years old. Rumors he might retire after this game. He said, no way, I'm coming back next year. I don't know what else to do, and my wife doesn't like me. McCoy throws, first down. Down to the 31-yard line. Cosby again, tackled by Adam Shada, 14 yards.
And there's the confidence in Colt McCoy. And as an Iowa defender, you see one guy go outside and short. You got to know that somebody's coming in beside, and you see McCoy just waiting for that area to clear. And he delivers the ball with velocity. And his arm strength seems to be fine, and it's not getting weaker as the game has progressed, as it did earlier during the last 2 losses of the season.
They've had success hurrying, but they really don't need to hurry now. McCoy down on a knee as he had trouble with the shotgun snap. Back at the 37-yard line. Ryan Gaddis covered him.
Simple took his eyes off the ball before he got the snap. Watch his head. His eyes are going to look up. They want to get the ball to Selvin.
Ball back at the 37-yard line. 2nd and 15. Iowa rear blitz. And Texas connects. Sweet at his knee down upon the reception at the 26-yard line. Adam Shada in coverage. About 4 yards short of the first down marker. 3rd and 4 with 1:20 to go in the half.
A good recognition by Ushan on the blitz. It was a zone blitz, and it was coming from the offense's right side. Colt McCoy knew the weakness, where the weakness would be. Shade is playing deep. He just delivers to Swede in the weakness of the zone blitz.
McCoy rolls left and throws for a first down. Quan Cosby, the sophomore from Mart, Texas, coming off a career-high 7 catches against Texas A&M. That one's good for 6 yards for Cosby. His 4th catch of this ball game. McCoy looking for Swede in a one-on-one. Touchdown, Texas.
Iowa rarely plays man-to-man. Lyman Swede down on the play.
Crashed into the photographers, it appeared, at the end of the play, and is hurt, grabbing at the back of his left leg.
Well, there's a reason why Norm Parker doesn't play a lot of man-to-man. It's tough duty for Charles Godfrey at 6 foot to match up against 6'5" Lyman Swede. The go man right there. Colt McCoy recognizes, threw it to the back pylon where only his man can get in. A great job by Lyman Swede.
His 12th touchdown reception this season. That ties the Texas single season record set by Roy Williams in 2002.
And here's Colt McCoy, recognizes man. He throws to that back orange pylon. Perfect throw. Not bad coverage by Godfrey.
Only crashed into anybody. Just looked like Godfrey rolled up on the back of his legs. Oh, wait a minute. Looked like he might have run into one of the band members as he was peeling away from the stands.
Band members are tough.
Yeah, well, it looked like he ran toward them to celebrate the touchdown and might have helped create the collision. He was going to start to their sideline, and instead he's going to the locker room.
Oh. Well, he's giving the thumbs up, I'm okay sign, and don't be laying out there in the field for 25 minutes. Get up and get going if you're all right. That's me. I'm sorry. But come on. Alrighty then. Let's play ball.
Ryan Bailey to kick the extra point. He'll be a Dean's List student in advertising. And the extra point good. Well, what a turn of events. It looked like Iowa was about to go up 21-3. Instead, they turn it over, and all of a sudden it's 14-10 after an 80-yard drive by Texas. Greece, already an exciting day of college football. Congratulations to Frank Spaziani. A terrific job as the interim coach at Boston College.
Great win for him and those kids.
Now, to me, he would have been a great choice as the head coach at Boston College. I don't understand the choice they made. Good luck to Jeff Jagosinski. Leonard Lawrence, the kickoff, and Anthony Bowman will run it back for Iowa.
Either go into the woods or stay out of the woods, Anthony. Don't do both. Anthony hesitated down there at the goal line, which allowed the Texas defenders to come down there and swallow him up right around the 11-yard line. He's got to make a decision.
Led by Lamar Houston on the kickoff coverage for Texas. And you would think, given the late momentum turn here, Drew Tate and the Hawkeyes would be content with this field position just to get into the locker room with the lead. And they line up in a take-a-knee formation. Friends, you can help decide the Pontiac game-changing performance of the year. Vote at ESPN.com. Search Pontiac. Determine which school will win the $100,000 General Scholarship Fund contribution, courtesy of Pontiac. Iowa among the teams nominated. They're nominated for their goal line stand against Syracuse in double overtime. The Orange had 8 tries from inside the 5 and did not score. One of the highlights of the season for Coach Ferentz. Let's check in with Rob Stone.
Well, Coach, what did the officials tell you on that overturned touchdown?
Well, they just said that our motion receiver covered up the outside guy, so he was technically ineligible. And we saw it a little bit differently. What a surprise.
Yeah, that was a little bit obvious by your reaction. How do you address that late 14-point swing to your team in the locker room?
We just got to keep playing. This is a 60-minute game. You know, the positive there is we drove the ball from our 3 down to their end. Obviously, we wanted to come out with points, a touchdown or a field goal. But, you know, we still got 30 minutes. Anybody's ball game, so we just got to look forward.
Albert Young started at running back. We haven't seen much of him. Is he okay?
He'll be back in, yeah. He'll be back in. We like to rotate both guys. He's playing well, you know, so he'll be back in there.
Coach, appreciate your time.
Iowa had the edge in total offense, 245 to 163, but just before